interesting because when you first asked me and I was thinking about collecting, I get completely claustrophobic because actually I love throwing out. I love getting rid of things, and I grew up with a mom. I wouldn't call her a hoarder because it's not a nice name, but who really loves collecting things. But she's not materialistic. It's like notes, thoughts, newspapers, things she thinks she's going to do later on, but it just collects. I think what I didn't like, it's very much this like anchor to the past for me. And always I like new things. I like starting again. So for me it can be like this very heavy thing because it's like this anchor. So I never really understood when people want to have lots and lots of things because then they're very anchored in the past. So that was like my first thought. And I was like, oh, it's interesting. I have a lot of like negative connotation about collecting and hoarding and wanting things. But then I thought, but it's not completely true because actually I love objects and the idea, like especially books. I love books and like I feel very close to my books. And in a way I also collect these people. I have their stories, I have their energy. Yeah, so I think for me my book collection really has a lot to do with being connected to these stories and these people, and also the time I read my books over and over again. I don't have any books that I don't go back to. Then I throw them out if I don't feel connected to them. So in that way I feel like it's really, collecting is also really a way of seeing your own journey. And I think that's really the beauty of collecting. Actually, it reminds me, I was at a meditation, and it was in California. It's so beautiful. You walk around all day and then you come back. And there's so many beautiful stones and feathers and everything. So when you walk, I've been making like my own little collection. Like every time I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I take this home for my daughter. I'll bring this and then it will remind me of this. And then we were sitting in meditation, and a guy, Mark Coleman, his name is, he said, it's interesting because like what's really important is that, for example, tomorrow when you'll go for a walk, and I was really sitting with my pockets full of stones and feathers, and he said, tomorrow when you go for a walk, try to just look at something and just really appreciate it, but you don't have to take it. Like, why would you take it? Just leave it where it is and you can appreciate it. And I was sitting with like all these stones in my pocket, and I was like, I mean, it's so obvious, but it is this with wanting to take the energy with you, and you don't have to because you have it with you and you have it in your body. And yeah, this was interesting for me. You know, when we first started out with our work, it was much more interactive, our work, and much more things we did in the public space and totally different. And then when I became pregnant, it all became much more smaller objects because I think I went from this big space to this much smaller space about my body and about also being just much more inside and our family. And then I got really interested in rituals and initiation and ceremonial objects. And then I mix it up with like pop culture, fiction, mythical stories. It's a mix of everything. For example, we had this one show. The idea behind it is that we see ourselves as anthropologists. A lot of my work have this anthropology background. And we went into the internet, and we had, like in our minds, the internet was this real land, a country. And we went into the internet, and then we collected all these different objects, and then we brought them back home, and then we made a collection out of this. So I think I'm thinking very much in this collection-based way. I guess that's the difference with collecting, is really the intention. What is the intention? But if your connection only is to take something, then it becomes this wrong energy. But if you want to mix with something and it's like on a deeper level and you give your own thing in it too, it becomes this beautiful mixture. And like when I go out, I bring nothing. Like I will bring my keys, and I will really bring the minimum because I feel exactly for the other thing, so I feel open.